Well, hello and welcome back to Mind Body Relationship, where we talk about the mind, the body, and the relationship. Hi there, my name is Emerald Hill, and this is Dr. Laurie and Emerald.
Well, hello, Emerald. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. How are you doing today?
Really, really good. And a little frustrated.
Oh, frustrated. Why? Oh no.
I know. Workman.
It's so funny that you say that.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone the other day who's from Alberta, and they just moved to Ontario, and they're like, what is with the workman out here? They come and they do a quote, and then you don't get the quote, and they don't go back. And it's like, yeah. Is that different in other places? Do they actually want to, do work?
Well, today we're talking about crippling overspecialization.
Yes.
Yes! Have you ever heard of such a thing?
No, actually, I haven't.
Yeah, it's so interesting, right? So we got this quote, and we're going to be putting up the sign for the Portside ART Institute. And what happened was, in the discussion to do with electricity, how would you like it to look?
Right.
Right? The lighting, da-da-da. And, of course, we received the quote, and then the quote does not include electricity because they're not electricians. And I just found that to be so funny. It used to be that when it is that you had somebody come out and they were going to do anything for you, everything was included.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I remember the day. And you know what? So it's so interesting, right? Because a person comes in to do X, whatever X might be, and then they let you know in order to do X, you need to actually contact someone to do Y. And after it is that you have someone come in and do Y, then they can do X, and then you need someone to come in to do Z.
That's why we learned algorithm.
And, that's what applied for the sign. And it was just so funny because when I saw that, I kind of laughed. I thought it was hilariously funny. Here it is again. How interesting. Everyone these days is highly specialized in their small little area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not generalized anymore. Generally able to do anything. Generally able to supply anything. Right? It's not like as if, we'll find that for you. We'll actually really organize the entire thing so that it's actually covering all the way from A to Z. No. Interesting.
No, it is very interesting when you say that. It makes actually looking for courses that much more frustrating because it's not just, learning to be a psychotherapist. It's learning to be a psychotherapist who specializes in art therapy or music therapy or children or families or couples or individuals.
Exactly. And it's so interesting, right? Because you can actually get to the point where you are over specialized, right? And so you can't actually really offer the wide range of what it is that people are looking for.
Right.
Right? So when someone comes in the door, they're coming in the door with a myriad of different topics that they would like to cover.
Right.
And if you're overly specialized in one of the topics, right, then how is it that you can possibly answer the questions to do with any of the others?
That's interesting that you say that because that's actually why we have this show. It's because you're specialized in what you're specialized in, and then you have learned all of the things that our guests come in to talk about, but the thing is, you don't actually, use it. So then they come in and they can actually inform people like, you know what, you do have options in how you want to pursue whatever it is that you're looking for.
It's so true, right? Yeah, so, that's why it is that now, as opposed to being overly specialized, meaning that you are able to apply what you've learned to one population, one age group, right? One topic, one modality, one theory, to provide what's called integrated psychotherapy, to integrate all of the different components together in order to be able to apply it to a broad spectrum of individuals.
Right.
Broad spectrum of ages, populations, interests, difficulties, So, in regards to the over specialization, it's, think about different types of animals.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Speaking of the koala.
Yeah.
Koalas actually really only eat eucalyptus leaves.
Yes,
And
exactly.
interestingly enough, the environment, like evolution, decided like, oh no, we're not going to evolve your digestive system so you can eat other things. We're going to evolve your brain so that you can cope with the fact that eucalyptus leaves doesn't have a lot of nutrition and it's poisonous. So here's your small brain. And if anyone tries to hand you a leaf that's not on a branch, you're not going to be able to eat it because it doesn't look like a eucalyptus leaf that's on a branch.
It's quite amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The choices the environment makes.
Exactly. And, it's so interesting, right? Because that's how it is as species go extinct.
For sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of the megalodon, the shark, that huge shark that they made that great movie out of with
Yeah,
Jason Statham, the Meg.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the thing that happened was that shark was designed to eat giant whales. And then the giant whales went to the Arctic and the megalodon just could not follow because it was just too cold. So it went extinct.
Yeah, no food source
No,
anymore.
there are even dinosaurs apparently that are so specialized in their diet that scientists can't figure out what they even ate.
Anteaters is another one, right?
Yeah.
They only eat ants. And when the ant supply runs out, well, so do they.
Yeah.
Because they don't eat anything else. Yeah. So diversification is key.
Yeah, that reminds me of my brother actually. When we were kids, he would only eat one thing, and then I was just like snorkeling everything, and he'd get so upset. And it was just like, oh, when one deer eats, only grass, and then the other animals eat everything else, and the deer dies, and then my answer would be survival of the fittest. And he did not like that.
That's so funny. Right? There used to be a saying, right? Do you want to be a jack of all trades and a master of none? Right? So the idea, a very modernist view, was to be a master of something. Right? To actually really hone in your skills, not to generalize, but to be very specialized in order to, in essence, be somebody.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, interesting that now it's actually really the opposite.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, to be a jack of all trades.
For sure.
Yeah, because it's very hard to find anybody in the trades to come and do the work.
Hilarious.
It is. Yeah.
But it's a good point too, like in regards to artists. Like if you talk to comedians or actors or painters or singers, whatever, you have to be able to do the thing and then also market yourself and then also keep yourself on track and then also, like I can't even imagine being a singer because you can't, it's not just about being able to sing anymore, it's about writing your songs and learning the instruments and being able to produce it and
It's so true, right? Even with the students, our interns, the majority of them are doing online education, right? And so when you think about it, you're thinking about, reading, writing, and doing the courses. However, they need to know how to do the technology.
Yeah.
Technology is like so important because if you don't hit the due date, if you can't get your work in, if you can't actually access what it is that they're putting up, you're stuck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's a multitude of different things that you have to be able to do all at the same time in order to be able to achieve the goal of the masters.
Yeah. It's so hilariously funny because during COVID, everything was online and all the promotional stuff was online. And so I found myself all of a sudden with all these students who didn't know how to make a poster. And I got to pull up my specialization of being able to take screenshots and make a poster.
Well, that's so true, right? Because not only did you learn comedy, right, but you also learned editing.
Yes, movie editing and filming and sound design and lighting and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't come with the course. That was on YouTube. And the course told me to look it all up on YouTube because I had to.
Well, there you go, right?
Yeah.
So exactly. So interesting, right? Because the idea was to specialize in comedy, but the truth was, you generalized into writing, working with others, right? All of the editing, right? How to actually really put on a show, and a multitude of all kinds of things.
Yeah. Not just be on the show, but produce the show and everything.
So true, right? And even to run a practice is not just providing therapy, but there's all sorts of things that go along with that, because there's the business end of things, right? There's the marketing, there's the online component, there's the continuing education, there's the memberships, right? Like, there's so many things that are involved, right? So even when it is that you achieve the masters, you have to be able to generalize to all of these different things that actually, to tell you the truth, people specialize in.
Yeah.
Right? They only do marketing. They only do advertising. They only do online, right? So it's just so very interesting how it is that things have really switched around.
It really has.
Mm-hmm. So now it's be a master and be a jack of all trades. Yeah.
Be a master of all trades.
Yes, many masters and a PhD.
I have a long YouTube search history. Well, if you have had something that you specialized in that you recognize that everyone else just knew how to do, or the other way around, maybe everyone had to summon you up because you were specialized in something, please comment down below. We would love to read about it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, stay subscribed, and we'll see you next time.
All right, bye for now.
Bye.